What's up, everyone? Okay. There we are. I don't have a water bottle here at the moment. If I need water, I'll get it. Okay. What's up, everyone? We got some stuff to talk about. What is this? Reset to default. Ah, you can now customize the reactions. I see. Ooh, okay. So we're back. Let me inform you what I've been up to this afternoon. Okay. Saraga, APEC, welcome. Maybe a band-aid, how you doing? The math is the math, indeed. Jeroen, good to have you here again. Tuan and Gok, welcome. Join us in Sri Lanka. Good to have you here. See what's you. Syed, welcome, man. We always try to go live at the correct time, no? But this time it had to do with a meeting this afternoon. Kate, welcome. Anil Kumar, good to have you here. Iker, buenos dias. Welcome to the newest gold member. Iker, welcome. Good to have you here. J Mac, Louis, Joe Acuna. Do you have a video how to set up the CVD div on Atas? I've been trying Atas and Bookmap. I don't check CVD on Atas. I only check daily and naked point of controls on Atas. And the template for the daily naked point of controls are in the good to know channel. So over here. And everything with regards to AGGR, so the template without the lines is here. And that is the one I use for CVD, or at least I now, of course, use the updated version with the lines. But something that will come. Ben Givra, I wouldn't know your surname, but Ben, welcome. Yuri, good to have you. Ibrahim, Rudy, Reloads, Mother Earth. What's up, everyone? Ayush, Jay-Z, Kunsken Singh, absolutely not. Pierre, welcome, bonjour. Ayush, new subscriber, welcome, good to have you here. Welcome to the channel. Bitcoin doesn't like the Olympic Games. It's moving down so far, at least. Hello, driving again, gonna watch. Boris, welcome. Asanov, good morning. Yeah, it's the AGGR website. That is the one I use for CVD. Yeah. Okay, so short update of today before we jump into the analysis. So for the ones that were here yesterday, they will know, most likely. But today I had a meeting with a marketing company. And that has to do with a website and thumbnails and just marketing, the core of what marketing is about, but also thumbnails, titles, shorts, that stuff. And Jeroen was there as well. So Jeroen, he's in the chat. He was also present, so we were there together, and it was a very interesting meeting. And based on that meeting, a few things will change. Now, do not worry, first of all, because the content will be the same. 3 posts a day, a video in the morning, live stream afternoon, video in the evening. The videos don't change. The live stream doesn't change. It's the same way of presenting, the same way of analysis. However, we will try to test more with titles, eventually thumbnails as well, and hashtags, because hashtags, it's about letting YouTube know what's in, what's covered in the content I make. So that's what the hashtags are for. Because of course, in the end, we try to help as many people as we can. So some of the thumbnails might eventually change as well, and then have some different templates, some different thumbnails where I can write some text on as well. And some of the titles will eventually change as well. Instead of having the same title every time, I'll have a different title. And I think what makes it easier for subscribers here as well is when I now post a video and the title is the same every time, it might not always be easy. Like, is this a new video? Is this a previous video? And you know what I mean? But we're gonna test and do stuff with different titles, which means that titles will also be like, oh, we're looking for 60K or something like this, right? So it might look a bit more clickbaity in a way, but the content is still absolutely the same. So nothing will change there. But if we want to inform the biggest group of people, we have to try different things. So there will be more experimenting in the upcoming months, at least. So just so you are prepared, but hey, Koen is still Koen and the content is still the content. It's just that some stuff on the outside might change, like titles, some thumbnails, that sort of stuff. Oh no, so I still present the same way. I don't have very annoying horns in the beginning of my video. You will not see me scream. You will not hear me talk about, oh, warning, we go to 60K now, and this is, you know. But on the thumbnail, we have to communicate things differently, and in the title as well. But it's not going to be the videos. The content is going to be the same. I'll never change the way I am, you know. So it's only about making people see the content, but the content itself is me, and I'm not that personality. So Power Meet, welcome. Said, how's the move going? We definitely have some stuff to do still. It's going well. I mean, most of what's in the house is out, but we definitely, in the upcoming 2 days, still need to do a lot, also preferably before the weekend. So let's see how much we can do. But so far, so good, I'd say, yeah. Oh, 1 second, the doorbell rings. Wow, what a timing. 1 second, be right back. Okay, we back. That was a short chair stream without the chair. So, have you given a lot of your things away? Yes. Whew, because we really want to minimize our, like minimalistic. We want to move it as little as possible. We go to another country, you know, like what, 1,200 kilometers away. So we want to pack as light as we can. Always check the date of the videos. Yeah. That should be avoided. Ben, that's absolutely not going to be the case. So I have to watch the stream. Gustav is on the racetrack. Okay. On the racetrack. Is he a racing car driver? That's quite exciting, no? Hopefully he does well. Enjoy your time, Trading Queen. Donovan, Ayush, glad I'm here to see the evolution. Yeah, you're gonna. I will write a post about it so everyone is informed, because this is the first time I'm sharing it. But at least everyone is then prepared and knows that the content remains the same. You won't, at the beginning of a video, it's still gonna be, you know, bullish and bearish Elliott wave scenario, and then jump in and get straight to it. No annoying horns, no warning, we go down, or you know. It's just the neutral Koen as always. Thumbnails and titles might be a bit more different. Arguably, people might say it's clickbaity, but it's actually marketing. But I try to keep it as normal as possible. I don't like to be too much in that direction. I'm not that type of personality. But we want to test stuff. ETH has gone very down. Not surprising if that's the case after the ETF. Perfect. Muridu, welcome. Time frame using Elliott. Suggest the time frames for Bitcoin analysis using. You can use Elliott waves on any time frame, but generally it is recommended to use it. I mean, if you read about Elliott waves, then usually people say the higher the time frame, the better it is. But you can use it on a 1 hour, 15 minute as well. I moved to France, south of France. Leva, welcome. With his motorcycle, nice. I'm a biker as well, but I'm not racing. Yo, wish him luck. That's amazing. Yo, he should put a GoPro on his bike. Share a video in the group. Come for the analysis. Stay for you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never checked or asked, but what we do see in the data, also with the meeting earlier today, is only like in the last 28 days, only 19% of non-subscribers watched the videos, which means 81% of subscribers watch the content. Like the total group of viewers, 81% of my viewers is subbed. So it just shows that the people that are here are really involved and they really enjoy it, which is what I think is most important. And you want to grow the group of people that are non-subscribed, because those are new people, because you want to help as many as you can. So is this a liquidity sweep? At the moment, a swing failure pattern here, but we will analyze the chart in a second. But yeah, also thanks Donovan for saying it. Sayed, appreciate it. Christian, welcome. Barbie, welcome. Okay. Now let me start with the following, going to the 4 hour time frame here, and just open all my folders so that you know what's going on around price. So what you see is we are currently inside this box still, the lower section of the box. Weekly naked point of control is already traded through, right? And then we have the daily, and this red line is a point of control of the little range over here. Below this, there's not much left until we have the 6 hour gap top at 62.3. And if we do start to close 6 hour candles, 4 hour candles inside the gap here, which is this area, the probabilities increase to, first of all, fill the gap, 61.4, but also just move to the daily naked point of control at 60.1. To the upside, the weekly naked point of control can now, of course, act as resistance as well, 64.7. Daily naked point of control 66.4, and then up. So you can see the levels. I have a target box here as well as one here. Those are two areas of interest to the upside, and to the downside I have two areas of interest, one here, but I am very much aware of the daily naked point of control as well. So these are currently the levels around price. Now we definitely have something to talk about with this local move to the downside at the moment. These latest bearish CVD divergences did play out. So now that price moved down and back up, we have to wait and see what happens when we get a new range. There is still a potential flat here as well, which would be bearish, because after a flat ABC, you expect price to move down. And the bullish scenario is that a low is in, but we're going to cover that. We're going to be covering this. Okay. So we start on the 4 hour time frame, and then we take it from there. Let me organize my folders here as well. I have to move some stuff up and down. Yup, top up. And put this there, and then we have bearish. That's the bullish. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's start. Join a Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. It's nice. I also like to be live a lot. I like to talk to all of you. I put a chart up in the gold chat. I'm now thinking ABC, not WXY. We overextended the Y. For the ABC, we have hit the target. Yeah, WXY becomes increasingly difficult, something we're going to be talking about. John, welcome, by the way. Good to have you here. Should be evening for you now. Hopefully you had a good day at work as well. Welcome back. Yeah, we're going to analyze this bit. because a WXY becomes increasingly difficult, but an ABC is not very pretty. So let's see what happens. Dean, welcome from the Netherlands. Yo, I'm also from the Netherlands, everyone. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here, everyone. Okay, let's start. 21 minutes in. So we have two scenarios on the 4-hour time frame. Both of these scenarios are looking for a move towards the downside, sooner or later, a deeper retracement to the downside, right? The more bearish scenario is that a wave 1 is already finished, meaning we have a finished 5-wave impulsive structure, and we are looking for a 3-wave corrective structure. Your most common target is the 05786, taken from the low to the high of 61K, 56.7K, right? A uncommon target for 2 is the 382 at 62.7K, and the 886 is very rare. You don't want to hit the 886, and the invalidation is this low. You don't want to take out this low. Let me put that in the folder here. After wave 2, we then look for a move towards the upside in a wave 3, in the most bullish scenario, of course, then, if we talk about impulsive structures, alternatively ABC, but that's stuff for later. So this is your bearish scenario, because in this case, we have a finished impulse, and we look for a bigger move towards the downside to the support levels below. In that case, we want to see a bigger drop. And one of the scenarios that would lead to this is a multi 1-2. This is, of course, your most bearish scenario. You definitely want price to continue on increasing volume, which at the moment it didn't. We made another low on lower volume. And also this first wave 2 hit the 886. So what you're looking for here is a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and we want to see a very big move down, which means that the ranges here also have to be either a diagonal for then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's then the end of your 3, and then we start looking for 4, and then we start looking for 5. So in other words, we take a Fibonacci from the high of Y2 to the current low, and then we toggle on the 618. Right? If prices, we could even do this because this is lower. If price moves up to 65.5K, this scenario will have very low probabilities, right? Because we don't want overlap between 1 and 4, nor hit the 618. Overlap between 1 and 4 invalidates an impulse, right? If you want to take it a bit more safe, then take the low of your blue wave 1 and take a fib from the blue 2 to the low here, 65.8, right? So if price moves up and hits 65.8K, probabilities are higher. This structure is corrective, not impulsive. Probabilities are higher to look for a move up. But what does impact the probabilities is that your first wave 2 hit the 886. It is still something that is very uncommon for a wave 2. It is much more common for a wave B compared to a wave 2. It can happen more often than not, or more often, definitely not more often than not, but it can happen more often in a diagonal structure where you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your 2 hits the 886. So I guess that a bearish scenario that people look for would be something like this, a diagonal over here, and this is then your wave A, this is your B, and then this is probably for people the wave C, right? But yeah, wave 2, 886, generally not high probabilities. No? Okay. Your bullish scenario is what you see on the chart here. The reason it is bullish is because we expect one more move towards the upside. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and one more move to the upside in a wave 5, taking out the high of your wave 3. Looking for resistance to the upside. 2 blue boxes, 69.1, 69.7, and around 70.9K. And above this, we still have one, 73.1K to 73.6K. So those are interesting target areas. Now we can have a look at the targets for a wave 5 by taking the fib and the trend-based fib extension tool. Now let's start with the trend-based fib extension tool. From the low to the high of 1 to the current low on the chart. Toggle on the 1-to-1, right? And we see, by the way, that the 1-to-1 is lower than the high of 3. Now, if wave 5 does not make it above wave 3, we have a truncated 5, which is very rare. So we don't want to use the 1-to-1. Then we take a trend-based fib from the low of blue 1 to the high of blue 3 to the current low on the chart here. Toggle on the 0.618. Okay, we keep that in mind. And we take a Fibonacci from the high of 3 to the current low we have here. And then toggle on the 1.618 and the 1.236. Now this area is your target area for your wave 5. Not surprising that I put my green line in this area as well. And it is in confluence with some of the resistance boxes that I have towards the upside as well, right? So it's an area of interest from an Elliott wave point of view. After wave 1 is finished, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 finished, we look for a 3-wave corrective structure to the downside. Most common in a wave 2 is either a zigzag or a flat based on statistics. And then we look for a wave 3 towards the upside, or at least another move up to take out the high. The common target for your wave 2, if wave 1 goes to 70.9K, is between 62.2 and 57.2. In other words, moving below 60 is definitely still on the cards in both of these scenarios. Your target here is 61 to 56.7, and your target here, if price makes it to 70.9K, is 62.2 to 57.2K. Could be quite nice from a psychology point of view to move below 60K because it's a psychological level, right? And moving below 60K, going back into the 50s might increase the emotion in the markets, people becoming bearish again. Oh, there we go again. We again lost 60K. We haven't changed market structure, preferably high, lower high, lower high, low, lower low, but then creating a higher low. But if we move to the downside in a zigzag 535, right, which mimics an impulsive structure, but it's a 3-waver, and move below 60K, which is below here, right? You can already see it coming, no? In the market. Ah, there we go again. We're going to make another low, bull market finish, blah, 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 blah. So preferably, actually, this wave 1 makes a lower high, just so that the market structure to the downside on a daily time frame is intact. But instead of then making a lower low, we make a higher low and then make a higher high and change the market structure towards the upside. But it is interesting from a psychology point of view to move below 60K because it's a round number. It's an interesting number. So something we keep an eye on. Now we have now hit the base channel. So this base channel is important in Elliott waves. It is taken from the low to the end of 2 to the end of 1. And what you like to see in an impulse is a wave 3 moving out of your base channel. And then once wave 3 is finished, we look for a wave 4, and we like to see a wave 4 come back to the base channel. We have now hit the base channel here, and the blue box on the chart is the price action of wave 4 of a lower degree. The price action of the white wave 4 here, right? So this is an important target area. We have now hit the base channel, which also means we have broken the trend channel taken from the end of 1 to the end of 3 to the end of 2. And what you like to see in a wave 4 is a wave 4 breaking the lower trend line of the trend channel. So we can check this as well. Now that now means that if we look at this more bullish scenario where we do make another high, we locally want to look for signs of strength. Now that's sometimes a bit of a broad topic because everyone has their own signs of strength, right? Some people use ICT, some people use RSI, MACD, I don't know, whatever, DOM, order flow, VWAP, you name it, CVD, market structure. But it is an interesting area on the chart now to look for potential moves towards the upside if we see signs of strength. Now, from an Elliott wave point of view, we preferably hit 65.8K. And if we do, the probabilities increase for price to move towards the upside and still take out this high one more time. No? Okay. And then we go to the lower time frame again. Now, if we are bullish, we want to count this as a three-wave corrective structure, right? And if we look at this move to the downside, then something we've been keeping an eye on was a WXY double zigzag structure, right? Where we then have an A, B, C, and W. Wave B hit the 886, right? Common for a wave B. Then we have our wave X, and then another A, B, C to the downside in wave Y. It has to be said, by the way, let's remove this invalidation. Has to be said that your wave Y is quite extended. Take a trend-based fib from the low to the high of W. Sorry, from the high of W to the low of W to the high of X. And currently your wave Y found support on the 1.618, which is a very uncommon target for Y. It's still a target, but it's definitely not something that is very common for a wave Y. In this case, in wave Y, we then count a final ABC to the downside, where your wave is C, is a leading diagonal, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's then the way we count this structure towards the downside. Moving below this low wouldn't be too amazing. No? So in the bullish scenario, you preferably you have your low in. No, I mean preferably looking at a WXY, you don't really want to move below the 1.618, right? That it's very rare for a wave Y to do so. We can count A, B, C with a flat in B. Then we have a short X being a flat itself. And then we have another A, B, C with a leading diagonal in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way structure. So in a bullish scenario, we preferably see a continuation to the upside. 65.8K is important from an Elliott wave point of view, right? Because in the bearish scenario, we want to invalidate a multi 1, 2, right? We don't want this to become a flat and then continue to the downside. So in other words, probabilities start to slowly change bullish if we hit 65.5, right? This low here. And the probabilities increase more for the bulls if we also hit a 65.8K, which is just above here, right? So in other words, this area, 65, there we go. So this is the area that we want to reach. Huh? Now I have just, I forgot who was it, but someone mentioned earlier that someone had a zigzag in here. In that case, you would need to start with a diagonal. All of the waves have to be three-way structures. 1, 2, 3, no, not possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't really look great to me with the sub-degree counts that we have. For then an A, B, C, but you know, the WXY, preferably you then have your low. So expanding leading diagonal just finished A of 2. We just finished wave A of 2. An expanding leading diagonal, that would be this. Expanding diagonals, of course, are very rare, never preferred unless all of the other stuff fails. So that would be interesting. But not something we can really give the highest probabilities. Also, your wave 4 is shorter than your wave 2, which isn't allowed in an expanding leading diagonal. So your wave 2, your wave 4. So yeah. But what we have to keep an eye on now is is this becoming a flat ABC and then we continue down, or can we actually change some market structure and move above 65.8? Right? If we do, that's when probabilities increase for the bulls. No. Now I'll shortly check in Discord. Oh, the person that said, yo, I got the zigzag thingy going on, always tag me because else it's impossible for me to find posts because of the amount that people talk in the group. But a WXY would still fit nicest. The problem of the WXY is that you hit the 1.618. But now it's all about what we look for here anyway. So let's observe what happens locally, right? Now, with regards to the probabilities in both of the 4-hour scenarios, we are looking for price to move towards the downside sooner or later, right? The probabilities for the bears arguably do increase if you take this wick low once again for a bigger retracement, because in the bullish scenario, counting this as 3-waver, preferably that's finished. And you move up impulsively, but we will observe what happens here. But in both of these scenarios, either directly or indirectly, you are looking for a move towards the downside. So it starts to be interesting to look for areas areas of interest first of all, but also signs of weakness to enter potential positions into that direction. Now, mind you, we are still, of course, in an uptrend. But from an Elliott wave point of view, we are starting to switch for scenarios where we move towards the downside. If we do the probabilities in more detail, then so far this is still valid. On the weekly, probability is higher for price to move up. On the daily, probability is higher for a bullish scenario where we are looking for an impulse, correction, a continuation. And on the 4-hour time frame, we did hit the 1.618, and it very much depends on the support that we find now and the reaction here, really. From an Elliott wave point of view, an unfinished impulse does have a has better probabilities as a 112, has higher probabilities compared to the leading diagonal in the impulse to the upside. We also have the 886 touch over here, which is still rare for wave 2. But like I say, we are now at support. We will have to observe the reaction here to see if there's interest. And as mentioned, we want price to move to 65.8K here. And that increases probabilities for price to then move towards the upside for the bullish scenario, right? So it will take a bit of patience. But personally, I prefer to be patient, wait for price to show me it wants to move towards the upside or the downside, but downside setups were preferably higher. Show me it wants to move up, and then look for a retracement, look for signs of strength, look for my plan, and then be part of the journey. I don't have to catch the low. I don't have to catch the high. I want to take the middle 40, the middle 50%. I'm happy to trade that of a move, right? So not like I make 50% per trade. But if you have a trade, right, and this is your low and this is your high, I don't care about entering here. I don't care about exiting here. I care about this part, right? If you have a sandwich, I care about the cheese, right? I care about the chocolate sprinkles. I care about the ham and the chicken, right? That's what I care about. Right? I want to look for signs of strength, and then I will enter my position. But we are prepared with the scenarios. On the 4-hour, we are starting to look for price to show signs of weakness and move to the downside. But from an Elliott wave point of view, if we are really accurate, then this scenario here would have higher probabilities, as you have a 112, higher probabilities compared to a leading diagonal. In a leading diagonal scenario, your second wave 2 is incredibly short in time compared to wave 1, shorter than the 0.382 fib time taken from the start to the end of one, right? As you can see, I actually wonder if we do this, then it's probably on top, still very short. And also it's very shallow wave 2, and after a diagonal, preferably you have a deep retracement. And we have the 886 touch here, right? So yeah, probability is higher to look for price to correct, but between the two 4-hour scenarios, this one has a higher probability if we follow the Elliott wave rules. And what we look for locally is to hit 65.8, and then it becomes interesting to look for price to move up and take out the double top that we left behind. All right. So that is what we will keep an eye on locally. Now we have quite a solid move up for now. Nothing recovers in a V shape, right? So let's see if eventually we get a bit of a retracement and observe this, because the danger of these type of moves is that people become very bullish, usually of course at the high of such a move. But what I want to pay attention to is, once we get a bit of a retracement again, do we get this retracement with big bearish CVD divergences all the time? If so, we do that. Now for the bulls, what I like to see is price moving up, changing the structure, preferably up and down, and look for some nice bullish CVD divergences. No, I wanted to support my narrative, support my trade. The sprinkles are such a Dutch thing. I know. I used to eat these a lot, but not anymore really. Gotta say, I had some sprinkles earlier this afternoon because we had lunch at the marketing company as well, and I wanted to have some sprinkles on my bread, so that was nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, this was another WXY. It's the same scenario, double zigzag, but with a longer X. So, but yeah, it doesn't matter. In the end, it's still a WXY. So we know what to look for. We know where the probabilities change. For the bulls, 65.8 is important. For the bears, you want to take out this low. And on the 4-hour time frame, probabilities would be higher for an unfinished impulse, meaning still a wave 5 up. Preferably making a lower high below 72K, honestly. But in both the 4-hour scenarios, we are in wave 4 or 5 price action, which means that we do start to look for price to correct to lower prices. And if it does eventually, either directly or first move up to like 70 and then down, preferably move below 60 to break the psychological number as well. Hit the CME gap, which is quite interesting as well, of course. Still the expanding flat target area, yes. A WXYXZ. WXYXZ is very rare, so I generally, it's very rare, never preferred unless all the other stuff fails, and the WXY hasn't failed yet. So I prefer to count a WXY over a WXYXZ because of the rarity of a WXYXZ, yeah. I actually don't know when we started. What, minute 11? V of W bigger than X. Yeah, it depends on the... So the WXY I just put on my chart. This one. In this case, you have a longer X. So I was traveling to the meeting earlier today, and I was talking in silver. You've seen it, John, probably. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no, I'm not sure because you were at work. But never mind. I was chatting in silver, and I was sharing some stuff and some brainstorm things. And one of the stuff I thought about was, well, this is very short for an X, yes, compared to W. But what if we have a internal WXY in your wave X? So you have a flat W, and then you have your X, and then your Y. And the common target area is the 1 to the 1.236, right? Of course, the 0.618 is there as well. But this is your most common target area. and it's very nicely respected. So I was like, okay, it's interesting. I at least keep it in my folders. So yeah. Look at Discord. Look at Discord. Make sure to tag me when you share something good. Christian. A, B, C, W, X, Y. Yeah, so you're on the wait. So you are on the 4-hour time frame, and what makes it tricky on the 4-hour, Christian, is that you can't see the subdegree structures. So wave A, B, C, right? You need a 535 in your A, B, C, right? Corrective X, and then a 535. But mainly in your W, you want to count a 535 on the lower time frame, right? Hey, Mark, what's up? How you doing? I think your W is here, right? And then you have, this is your A, this is your B, and this is your C. In other words, you need to count a 535 that respects the rules. So you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure here. So we take a fib from the high of your 2 to, now let's say the low is over here. So let's have a look. Did we touch the 618? We did. So the probabilities are very low that this is a wave 4 of a wave A. Same is true here. We want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a Fibonacci from the end of your 2 to, we have to choose one of these pivots, but let's take the higher one. Doesn't really matter because you see we did hit the 618. And then you 2 diagonals in the first A, B, C, S, W. A diagonal in one of the structures, A or C, would be perfectly fine, but a double diagonal in a wave A and a wave C is incredibly rare. Preferably, of course, we like alternation. Besides, your wave A would be an expanding diagonal, and your wave C would be an expanding diagonal. And an expanding diagonal, of course, is also a very rare structure. Yeah, the structure is definitely not very nice. It's not very pretty. But at least we know, like, if we do move up to 65.8, it does increase probabilities for the bullish continuation. Let's see how we're doing with the flat targets, by the way. So if we look at this as a flat, then we put some stuff on the chart, put some paint on the canvas, this one. Okay, we hit the common target area, take the high to the low, pop, pump, pump, wave C. So your common target area for your C would be this, and your max target 65.1. So yeah, if you do move indeed to 65.8k, probabilities definitely switch in favor of the bulls. For now, we are still in a potential wave C target area for wave 4. In a multi 1-2 to the downside, which of course is your bearish scenario. Let's keep this on the chart for a second, by the way. Let's just do this. So yeah, what I don't, so I like to be patient. What I don't like about the bullish scenario is that the wave Y hit the 1.618, and in the bearish scenario, where is it? This one here. You're just counting this 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, maybe a 5, 4, 5. You're just gonna be looking for 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, and ta. You just continue to going to the downside. Look for support lower, and probabilities change if we can move to 65.8. So it's a bit of a patience game, really. Let's see what we do in this area. Where were we? Dawa, good to have you here. Welcome, Dawa. Dawa, yo, I mentioned you today at one of the, we were talking about thumbnails, and at a given moment we were talking about a little bit of like thumbnails changed over time, of course, right? And the previous version, there, like the guy of the marketing agency where I was put a slide on the PowerPoint where there were a couple of videos, and two of the videos had the thumbnail style that you created. So of course thumbnails remains an important topic, and titles and all that stuff. MT, welcome. Teos, good to have you here. Trackmania stream. Wait. I got you covered, right? Like, by the way, everyone, if you don't know Spammy, he's a buddy of mine, and he's a streamer and content creator in Trackmania, as virtual as well, by the way. But if you look for Koens Trackmania, you got lots of content here from old Koenie, or actually young Koen, because it's 9 years old, 8 years old. This is my old gaming channel. Call of Duty stuff in here, and yeah, so if you want to consume content gaming related, then just check it out. It's a small channel, 1 point something K, I believe. Trending views, welcome. Yanith from Sri Lanka as well. Wow, what's everyone doing? Why are so many of you from Sri Lanka? What's happening? Crypto boom. Yeah, welcome. Good to have you here. For me, it looks like the actual low would be A of Y, ABC. Oh yeah, so that's what, of course, we spoke about. We finished A of 2, but A would be a 5-wave structure, which then means the expanding diagonal, I suppose you mean. Hunter, welcome. Hope you longed a Bitcoin. I am in one, but that is more. So I am managing it. I'm already risk-free, but I didn't take any profit because it's more of a swing trade mindset. So there is, of course, the potential for a low to be in, as I was looking for. So let me explain it a little bit. So price was ranging here with heavy bearish CVDs, and I didn't really feel like bullish, but we are at support. And it is an area of interest for potentially a wave 5. So the moment we got this move towards the downside, I had orders set, yeah. So, but it's immediately break even, because either we continue, and if we come back down, I don't know. I don't have interest. I don't want a TP as well. So, welcome, Legionario. Will wave 4 of a higher degree breaks wave 4 of a low? So if wave 4 of a higher degree breaks the box of wave 4 of a lower degree, it's not an invalidation, right? It's absolutely still valid for a wave 4 of a higher degree. But preferably, ideally, it doesn't happen. You keep the market structure alive. But in the book, as well as on the website of Elliott Wave International, they do have examples where wave 4 of a higher degree breaks the low of wave 4 of a lower degree, but not by a big margin. And eventually you have to give in, because the thing is, if you break the low here now, right? If you do this and you break the low, and how are you going to count this as a 3-wave corrective structure for the bulls? So the thing is, with every low that we make now, it becomes increasingly difficult to count it as a finished 3-wave corrective structure, right? So if you do break this low, then we need to count this as a 3-wave corrective structure, but it becomes increasingly difficult to count it as a 3-wave structure. And the probabilities start switching to more bearish scenarios, like the multi 1-2, where it's just another flat and you move down impulsively again, right? So yes, from a wave 4 perspective, you can still take the low of wave 4 of a lower degree and then look for 5. It's just that your wave 4 to the downside still needs to be a 3-wave corrective structure, and that is where the problem is if you take out the lows. Stavros Green, welcome. Yeah, with regard, so I actually I was channeling a little bit, I think yesterday already, where I was like, well, if we are looking for a WXY, then of course preferably you take then your channel from the start of your W to the end of your X to the end of your W. And okay, you know, we have a few little deviations, perfectly fine. But of course, we got quite a drop to the downside. Now, when we think about corrective structures, of course, most commonly we are moving inside the boundaries of the channel. And now we did move below the channel. So there's definitely probabilities for an impulsive move down, which is also the reason why I need to see price, you know, move up a little bit more for like more probabilities. Chocolate sprinkles on a sandwich. Hell yeah. I care about cheese. I do like cheese on a sandwich. Yeah. But yeah, sprinkles are, I guess, very Dutch. I mean, I'm not sure. Come on, guys. Tell me you've heard about this. Well, chocolate sprinkles. I ate this so much back in the day. Very unhealthy. This year, I rarely ever ate it, but they had it at the office where we were earlier, so I took it. But I can say that thanks to my wife, my diet with regards to bread has increased for the better. We covered this. We covered this. What do you think of the large CVD on the 4-hour? The thing with CVD on a 4-hour time frame, right? So even though we have bullish CVDs on a 4-hour time frame, which is it's good to know about, right? If on the 15-minute you continue to create bearish CVD, bearish CVD, bearish, 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 then the bullish CVD on the 4-hour doesn't matter. So this is why I always say that the lower time frame CVDs, preferably 3 and 15-minute, are the ones I use the most. But the lower time frame CVDs, those are the most important, because if on the 15-minute you continue to create bearish, 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 bearish CVDs all the time, and there's absorption of market longs with limit shorts, it will continue to push price to the downside, unrelated to what the 4-hour CVD does, right? So local price action is more important on CVD compared to the 4-hour price action. We covered this. Yes, we do. Okay, so we covered that part. Yanith, welcome. The missing divergences. RSI, I guess. I don't use RSI. I prefer to use CVD. That's also why I like to be patient. But we can at least have a look. Yeah, RSI. Yeah, what's happening on the RSI? We only have a local divergence here. So a local 4-5 can work with the divergence that we have. Of course, we don't have a divergence with the higher low here. Only a small divergence locally on the RSI. Yeah, I rarely ever check the RSI. It's always interesting. Oop. Let's see. MACD. Wow, it's so long ago that I checked this. So what's the MACD showing here? Yeah, also a divergence on the MACD. Lower low, higher low. We got a MACD cross just before the wick to the downside. Some green candles coming in, but yeah, I rarely ever use, or rarely ever, I never use these tools. I only use CVD. But you do have divergences on the MACD and the RSI, but only at the very low. So only here. This is where you have the divergence. Ending diagonal. Here or here? I'm not really looking at diagonals really in this move down so far. Adam, all right, just got home, about to put Koens & Co on the big screen. Crazy weather here, it's raining, raccoons and others out there. Adam, America was it, but I forgot the state. You live in a very like nature place or close to like the big parks? It's a very gray day in the Netherlands at the moment, gotta say. Very cloudy. Yeah, the overlap is what's the problem with a 5-wave, of course, unless we think about diagonals. But I prefer to look at a corrective structure compared to an impulsive structure if the impulsive structure is an expanding diagonal. Douwe, sparked a revolution, absolutely. You trained your wife for a marathon, but now you're moving. Are you no longer training? We're training her for half a marathon. Let's start there. And the half marathon is in Nice. So we are going to run it on the 3rd of November in Nice. We already got the tickets and everything. We will continue training in Nice. Yeah. Incredible Jackman Koens. Can you please explain when we can decide double zigzag for wave B retrace back to 0? 3 waves or 5 waves? Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 questions. A wave A, right, can be 2 structures. Wave A can be a impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as well as a 3-wave structure. Any structure except a triangle as a 3-waver, by the way. Now, if wave A is a 5-wave structure, you are looking for a zigzag. B, C. A, B, C. Meaning, your invalidation is price taking out the high. If wave A is a 3-wave structure, right, you're going to be looking for a flat, which means a 3-wave up and a 5-wave down. A, B, C. The minimum target for a wave B is retracing to the 0.9 Fibonacci of wave A, which is very close to the high. So the moment you have a 3-wave structure down, that 3-wave structure will be labeled a wave A or a wave W if you at least look for a bigger corrective structure. And wave A means flat. Right? So that's what you're then looking for, where the minimum target is the 0.9. While if wave A is a 5-wave structure, you're looking for a B and a C. Wave B should not move above the high, while for a flat it is most common for wave B to take the high. So that is the difference between the 2 wave A's, right? Now the second question is about a double zigzag because it's about the 0.7. So that's about wave X, not wave B. So if we have a zigzag, right, which is a 5, 3, 5, correction, 5, 3, 5, then internally you label this ABC. This is a double zigzag, right? Double zigzag is a sharp corrective structure, not a sideways corrective structure. W, X, Y. Now, I actually just shortly mentioned why the 0.7 is important. There's only 3 official rules in Elliott waves, right? Wave 2 is not allowed to go below wave 1 or take the origin of wave 1. Wave 4 is not allowed to overlap with wave 1. And your wave 3 is not allowed to be the shortest. All the other stuff are guidelines or are things that are based on new research or experience or data. The 0.7 is such a thing because trading is all about probabilities. And throughout my career of using Elliott waves, there are 3 main Fibonacci levels that I talk about all the time, which impact the probabilities either positively or negatively, depending on what you're looking for, right? Because in the end, we trade probabilities, no? And those three are the 886, the 0.7, and the 618. And the 0.7 is important for a double zigzag, because in a double zigzag, you want a sharp corrective structure. A double zigzag is a sharp move down, not a sideways move. Therefore, your wave X should not retrace too high, because if it does, we're looking for a sideways WXY. Now, in a sideways WXY, your wave X preferably retraces to the golden pocket 886, like the higher end. Yeah? While for a double zigzag, your wave X preferably retraces to the 382 to, let's say, golden pocket, right? But stays below the 0.7. So the moment you hit the 0.7 fib taken from the start to the end of W, the probabilities go down. You're looking for a sharp double zigzag because wave X is so high, and a double zigzag should be a sharp corrective move. And generally your wave X, by far most commonly of course, your wave X is retracing to a 382 or an 05, but not a 0.7. Right? So that is why the 0.7 is important, because it impacts the probabilities for a double zigzag versus other scenarios. If wave X would be a bit higher, the probabilities go down for a double zigzag, and preferably you start looking for other structures. So if on YouTube you see people moving into a double zigzag WXY, but wave X hit the 0.7, just know that the probabilities are low that this is true. And I think one of the greatest examples that we had of this was on the daily, because I have seen people countless of times, people counting this as a double zigzag. But the probabilities are so low because people counted this as a W, an X, and then a Y. And then they're looking for continuation up. Now, I'm not sure, of course, if you were here already, but if you weren't, make sure to check out a couple of live streams that we did in May. Because in those live streams, I continuously covered this section as well, where I said, well, there's only 4 structures you got to keep an eye on. Zigzag family structures, flat, triangle, WXY. Can we end a corrective structure here with high probabilities? If we look for a simple zigzag, 535, that's not possible because of the 5-wave structure in here. Wave 4 is the problem. I won't go in detail, but it has to do with time and a 0.618. I explained it, I think, 2 days ago. So zigzag doesn't work. In a double zigzag, WXY, your wave X moved all the way to the 886, which really decreases probabilities for a double zigzag, right? A triple zigzag is always very rare, so never prefer it. A flat structure is not valid because wave B, this high here, didn't hit the 0.9 Fibonacci taken from the high to the low of this move. So a flat is out of the question. It's definitely not a triangle because we took the low here, right? And then we have a WXY. Now, can we count a WXY in here? No, because of course you can't count a sideways WXY in here for then a zigzag X and then a flat. You can't have a double zigzag in a sideways WXY. It needs to be a sharp. So the only 2 structures we had here was either, okay, we got a flat here in a W. This low is a wave B for then in wave X an expanding flat, and then look down for Y, or we have a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading, look for a corrective structure and a move down. So in other words, probabilities were higher that this here was not the end of a 3-wave corrective structure and you move impulsively towards the upside, right? This is all covered in the live streams we did here as price moved up as well. But I think this is the most recent, brilliant example of the 0.7 coming into play. People counting this a WXY, yeah, I mean, it follows the rules, right? But it's not a high probability scenario. right? It's if wave X takes the high of W, it's invalidated. Cool. So that's the invalidation, right? It follows the rules, but we trade probabilities. And if you do move with wave X above the 0.7, the probabilities significantly decrease. You're looking at a WXY. So for me, a finished WXY here was never a scenario. I never put it on my chart here. Only when we discussed this range and we covered what I just did. Zigzags, flat, triangle, WXY. But I never labeled this a WXY. It's just never been the highest probability of that structure. And that's why I never traded like a WXY. So that is, I think, a very good example of why that 0.7 is important. And it's not a rule, but it's based on the guidelines. It's based on the text of Elliott waves, where a WXY wave X in a sideways tends to retrace to golden pocket 786, 886, and a WXY sharp to the 382, 0.5, and then it's experience, and it's never proven me wrong. Will you do gaming stream again once you retire from trading? I mean, when trading for me is like playing a game. It's not really, I don't really, I guess, retire from it. It's always going to be a game to me in a way, but so I'm pretty much like, you know, we can do this on Twitch. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely boot up a stream again, play some Trackmania for the ones that are interested in seeing some Trackmania gameplay and just enjoying our time playing the game. 65.8, correct. Yeah, the channels are nice. Channels are nice. I actually spoke with someone about who was it? Snake, I believe, in Discord, about trading for a little bit in the diamond lounge. So Snake said, like, yo, this wave 4, you know, it hasn't gone very well. If we're looking for a wave 4, it's complex price action. It hasn't really served me well. So we had a bit of a chat in the group where there is a quote from Elliott Wave International. 1 second here, which says, oh yeah, it's an author recommendation. So they say, take time off when the market corrects sideways and enjoy the profits made during the rapidly unfolding impulsive waves. When the market rests, do the same. Now, I covered it once we started ranging. I mentioned in my live streams, if you made profit during a move towards the upside, right, be careful that in a wave 4, which is complex most of the time if you're looking for wave 4s, you don't want to lose all the profits that you made on the way up. You don't want to overtrade it. Now, swing trading wise, you lower your risk because there's fewer setups, and if you risk manage with 1% per trade, yes, your gains might be less, but only if your day trading, of course, is very effective. If you day trade, every setup you take is a 1% risk. And if day trading doesn't go very well, you're going to lose more day trading than swing trading. But anyway, swing trading is, what did I write in the group? Let me check here. Swing trading. Oh yeah. Swing trading. Less stressful, less risk, slower price action because you're generally on higher time frames. You don't have to observe the chart very much, so you can focus on other stuff you got going on as well. So, yeah. And we spoke about swing trading versus day trading a little bit as well. So, of course, if day trading goes very well, you have more setups and you'll be more profitable money-wise if you can manage to make it work. But if psychology-wise or personality-wise day trading doesn't work, or if you're in a wave 4, you might want to stop day trading. And if you're in a clear impulsive structure, you want to continue day trading. You just got to know what works for me, right? What works for me? If we're in a wave 4, right? Or from an Elliott wave count point of view, okay, maybe I stop. But the moment we start moving impulsively, that's when I start again. So I say but this is all example that, okay, from a swing trading point of view, right? Area of interest for swing trades, big bullish CVDs as well. Potential day trading, right? Not doing anything here. I'm just out of the market. I'm not interested, We move up again impulsively, volume increasing, bullish CVDs, interesting. I might start a bit of day trading again, right? And then over here, we start correcting again, just relax out of the market. Now, it's all easier said than done. But basically what I'm challenging you to do is research yourself. What works best for you, no? Hagelslag is lekker, zeker lekker. Bread with butter and sugar as breakfast. Wow. Talking about, chocolate sprinkles are not very healthy, but butter and sugar? We call it chocolate messes. Yo, we're not the only country. Sprinkles are very popular in Belgium too. We call it muizenstrontjes. We also have meisjes. No? So this is hagelslag, everyone. A little bit of Dutch culture, but these are meisjes. When a baby, so this is tradition, guys, taking you on a little trip here. If a baby is born in the Netherlands, you serve meisjes, right? It's the way it is. And these are meisjes. It's basically little sugar balls that you put on a biscuit, blue for the boys, pink if it's a girl, and you serve meisjes for your guests. Now, I have no idea what gender this is about. Maybe a LGBTQ plus baby was born, but nonetheless, and also talking about these, I don't really know what we talk about here, but blue for the boys, pink for the girls, and it's tradition. So it's very, very well known. And one of the companies that by the king, or by our king, by the royalties, is regarded as the main company to deliver this stuff is the Ruiter. They are the most known for meisjes. Sorry, I had to check on the pregnant wife. Did I miss anything major? No. We are now chatting and Q&A, right? Octai, welcome. Thank you. We had a good one. Nice event to make a lot of people bearish again. MACD divergence. CVD show divergence between 0 to 2. That's a big difference. I don't know. I personally would disagree with CVD, as you also have CVD divergences, of course, inside a range for a wave 4. You can short a 4. Right? You can, like CVD. So RSI and MACD are very good when you look for 3 and 5. But CVD shows you divergences everywhere inside of corrective structures, 1 and 2, inside a wave 4. Once a wave 3 is going, you get continuous bullish or bearish CVDs. But with regards to RSI and MACD, yeah, they're most known for their 3 and 5. What do you think about Pi? I don't know it, so I wouldn't really be able to talk about it. Altcoin stream is always on Sundays. However, I will move on Tuesday. Sunday, yeah, we should be able to do an altcoin stream on Sunday. Saturday is the barbecue I have with all of my friends for the last time before moving. And Sunday is final day of packing and moving shit. And then Monday we leave the house, and on Tuesday we drive to France. It's going to be interesting days. And all the 1-2s. Yeah, let's see how this potential move towards the upside develops, because if you have a finished A, you also look for a B up, but B should be corrective and the wave 5 should be impulsive, of course. Yeah. Mark, 20 more. Did we reach it? Oh, we're at 88. 12 more. Yeah, but of course, expanding structures are never highest probabilities, even in corrections. So I prefer to look for an ABC or a WXY without expanding structures, right? Not a WXYXZ, no expanding structures, diagonals or triangles. Unless all of the other stuff fails, I'll label it like that. Did we hit the value area low of the range on the 12-hour? Of course, I'm not sure if I have the exact same range, but on the daily, which should be pretty much the same, we haven't. So the value area low is a little lower, as you can see. I think we have hit the support resistance area now on the daily. Yeah, that's where we are now. So of course we haven't closed the daily candle below, but this middle support resistance area has played a very interesting role also most recently here. So preferably your daily candle would not close below, no? 64.5 to 65.3. Yeah, 60. Yes, Dow. Yeah. And then the probabilities are higher to look for at least a bigger 3-wave, if not an impulse to the upside. Yeah. Do you ever dream about Elliott waves? Now, some people are very good in remembering dreams. I'm not one of them. But I'm happy that you remembered one of your dreams where you managed to count all the waves for the year ahead. Now, hopefully, you somehow remembered that count and put it on the chart just in case. But I do tend to think about Elliott waves a lot during the day, and I think about the price action. So, for example, this morning and afternoon, I was in the train just traveling. And I'm just looking out the window. I'm in my head. I know the price section, so I'm just counting in my head. And the moment I figure something out, I'm gonna check it on the chart. Yeah. Would this be an expanding flat if it does hit 60? Now, if it hit 65.8, it would be too high for a wave C, and probabilities would be higher to look for either an impulse up or a bigger 3-wave up. Impulse would have some higher probabilities though. Less time checking on the charts. You know what was a struggle for me in the beginning, back in the day, is if you have the charts open all the time, especially when you're starting, right? Once you build experience and you're in the market for a few years, you'll probably have less of a problem with this. But in the beginning, you have the chart open, and you wanna trade every move. It goes up, it goes down. Even on the 1 minute, you can make candles look very, very big, right? And it feels like you're FOMOing on the 1 minute time frame. You see this and you're like, oh my God, I missed out on this whole move to the upside. And then you go to like a 6-hour time frame and you're like, it's fucking peanuts. You know, this is absolutely nothing. The thing is that once you have a low time frame chart open during the day and you are starting your journey, every move feels like shit, I gotta be part of it, right? And you're gonna try and trade every move, and it's gonna be emotion of FOMO, fear of missing out, of course, YOLOing, that sort of stuff. Oh, we moved towards the upside. We almost break market structure. I even think we had some good volume at the high as well here, yeah? Right? And you're like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. Boom, entry, long, right? And then you hear at the low, ooh, high volume move, broke the market structure. Okay, I go short, bang, you know, like, you gotta have a plan. You know, we can't trade based on emotion, because nine times out of 10 you're gonna be on the wrong side, unless you somehow got a plan in combination with your emotion of like, when I feel like this, I do the opposite. You know, maybe that's a proven strat. I was Captain Jack Sparrow on my pirate ship. Too much alcohol, Mark. Yo, Mark, by the way, you want to have lunch with Jeroen and myself before Christmas, New Year's Eve? Of course, that's a big time, but I'll still be in the Netherlands pretty much every month, at least once. So it would be fun to meet up with the three of us and have some lunch somewhere, or have a drink, whatever. If maybe a Band-Aid lived in the Netherlands, we would take him with, but he lives in America. So the latest move of the low, either a wave C or a wave 1 at the moment. So those are your options: wave C of a flat or wave 1 of a starting impulse. We will hit around 64k again and start ranging for hours. Mark my words. I'll mark your words. We are still at 64k, of course. I mean, we never moved away from 64. That's Buddha and sugar with color. Okay, you're right. What is that fib pool on the chart? These are two 1.618s. It's a target area for a wave C, for a flat A, B, C. And the first 1.618 in blue is a trend-based fib from the low to the highest point to the low. The green and the gray as well. And the green 1.618 is a normal Fibonacci from the high of the range to the low. It creates your common target area for your wave C. Which pattern is being formed? We don't really trade, I suppose, traditional patterns. Some people might trade W's and I don't know what are like diamonds and what other stuff are there, wedges and I don't know what. Of course, here we mainly focus on patterns from an Elliott wave point of view, but those are labeled as ABC, WXY, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABCDE. Yeah, when we think about the patterns being formed from an Elliott wave point of view, check the analysis, right? From a traditional analysis point of view, well, I guess what might be on the cards would be a head and shoulders if you do move up a little bit, right? That's something that's currently on the cards where you have the neckline. Probably when price is moving up, people are going to do this. And then they're like, oh, we got a descending triangle. Which, by the way, from an Elliott wave point of view is not correct. Okay. So I guess that is one that's on the cards. But yeah, we don't really use patterns. Probably some people are talking about wedges as well. I can imagine people that use traditional TA. So they have like, okay, we have a wedge, price moved below the wedge, closed back inside, and you know those are the traditional pattern traders looking for long positions. But yeah, from an Elliott wave point of view, it's covered in the analysis earlier. Now, what is interesting is that locally we do have some bearish CVD again here, right? One minute. Yep, we do. So after the high here has been made, we do have some bearish CVDs. Yes, we have bullish CVD as well, right? But I'm interested in the bearish, and the reason is a potential ABC flat. So you don't really want to see bearish CVDs if you really want to see strong continuation. Now we are looking, of course, for eventually a retracement. You get a quick move up. So of course, price never just goes up in a straight line. You at least want to see a retracement, look for proof of support, price holding, preferably inside this range. And then find support and change the structure, move up. But then again, 65.8k, right? That's the one to keep in mind. Ah, damn, my Control Z is not working. Let me refresh it. Gotta refresh the chart. That would be for Bentley for altcoin streams on Sunday. RSI MACD, good for swing trading. If it's part of your strategy, absolutely. Barbecue Saturday. Let's hope for sunshine. Yeah, let's hope so. Would be nice. Would be nice. It's raining now as we speak. Michael Medina. Figured out futures on Blovin. Nice, nice. First of all, appreciate the support. Second, so links are in the description, everyone. Second, yeah, it's I mean, it's a great platform. So my main is BingX. On number 2, Blofin is awesome, and they have a lot of campaigns. We actually got like the current campaign for all of you is running out tomorrow. So there's already talking about a new one. By the way, the current one is, what was the current one? 1 second here. Discord. Pop. Deposit, I believe. Yeah, so this is deposit and trading volume, which is really cool. But this one runs out tomorrow, so you got to be quick if you want to make use of this. But for they do have a trading competition at the moment. It seems I got the message today. So it's potentially something to look for. Join your team and share. Countdown not yet started. July 27th. Okay, so it's still coming. Registration competition. Prize pool. I guess this is a group goal. So if your trading group hits 50 million, you'll probably split 5k. If you hit 100 million, you probably split 10k. I guess that's how it works. Leader. Okay, and then you have additional prizes as well, and then the ranking. So yeah, it could be fun. So yeah, we're thinking now about something new for you guys. I mean, it's mainly Charles. He's the guy from Blofin that I speak to that thinks about all of this stuff for you guys. So Samira, welcome. Joa, just from here now, you already made me a better trader. I hope so. Thank you. That's the goal. Hopefully can help some people based on my experience. Just want to confirm that we are in a bigger wave 2 to 60k. Or we still, there we are. I guess based on the or is a question. Now, in both cases, we are looking for a move to the downside. In the wave 4 and still a 5 to the upside, this move down is very, very deep now, and preferably your low is in. If price can move up to 65.8k, what was it? 65.8, then the probabilities will increase for a bigger move up. But there's still potential. This is a flat and you continue down for the bearish scenarios. At the moment, it's a little bit limbo. Yeah. And the fact that the corrective structure, being a WXY, is very extended to the 1.618 it's an uncommon target, but I prefer to keep an eye on 65.8 and the low. Doxa, welcome. Do you think it's possible that after reaching 71k, we could start a correction down to... that would not be on the cards at the moment from an Elliott wave point of view. If you move to 71k, if you would move to 71 now, like imagine you go up now, right, from 64 to 71, then we count this as an impulse up on the 4 hour. Now let me show you what I mean here. I can better just draw it on the chart. Okay, daily. So based on the question, imagine you do move to 71, right? Then we're counting this as an impulse, right? A 5 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But an impulse can never be alone. An impulse always needs a partner leg unless it is a wave C. Now a move up here can only be labeled a wave C in a flat, right? So we need to count this as a flat ABC, but it doesn't have the highest probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view. Probabilities are much higher. This is a start of something, and then a wave A for the bearish scenario. You look for B and C, which means a correction, impulse, for then a bigger flat. Now that would be your only hope if you talk about such targets. Where you look for this. So in that case, you look for a 5, 3, 5 for your B, expanding flat target, and then move down in C to move below 53. That would be your only way to go down there. There's not really another scenario. So preferably you take all-time high first. But probabilities are not on the side of the bearish scenario just yet. You're still looking for highest probability being a 535 at the moment. Yep. 63.4K. We just formed it, so it's very early to say, but we did have some bearish CVDs here. The bearish CVDs played out. Right, so okay. Now it's important, if you get these small bounces, do we continue to form bearish CVDs, or do we start actually building market structure up with new bullish CVDs? So I'm not really bothered by this bullish CVD. I want to see structure. So I want to see higher highs, higher lows, give me some structure, and then I get interested. At the moment, it's not yet relevant to me. Cheers, Jedi. Always there. Always there to at least comment on something. You know, everyone can take from it what they want, but appreciate it, man. Let me know if you need any help packing or moving. We should be good. We should be good. Pretty much the whole house is empty. We just have some boxes and stuff, but we easy. Some of the stuff has to go to the dump. Which we will do on Monday mostly, because then we can drive to the dump. We booked a, like it's based on time, so we booked a time slot. But it should work out. Should work out. We don't have too much left. A friend of mine will pick up the power tower behind me. This desk is going in the car. This desk comes with me, man. Like, that's my baby. I love this desk. I love the 2 screens. I gave lots of stuff to people. Like my parents took some stuff. My brothers took some stuff. We got in touch with a Moroccan family here in Gouda that just moved here, and they have had a difficult start. So we got a lot of stuff to them for free, like just take this and take that, and the whole dinner table, 6 chairs, lots of stuff that they can use, which is great to see. It was great to see them very happy. At the moment, like we take it very much step by step. Empty the house every day a little bit. Currently our dinner table is a bunch of moving boxes with 2 garden wooden chairs, because all the other stuff is moved at the house. We don't want to take all of that, and then all of those wooden chairs and stuff, they go away as well. So it's all getting very empty, but that's what we want because we're moving. What membership level is that? Mark Kryptonite. Mark is the highest. You can't get higher than Mark. Would you suggest that if the current low is broken, probably another 5 is not coming? Yeah, so then I'd be looking for 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So that's then the impulsive scenario. But a multi 1-2, I would agree, does not look like. So the thing is, that's your bearish scenario, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Both of the wave 2s are a flat structure, which is notable. And then you have another 1, 2. This wave 2 is very long though, compared to the other wave 2s. And this one should be a lower degree 2. So it's not great that it has so much time compared to the other 2s, but it's the lowest degree. Preferably it's actually shorter in time. But give me local price action, Lunch with the boss. I don't like to. I'm not a boss to anyone, even not to Jeroen. Jeroen is officially an employee, but just treat me as just another guy. When drinks in Australia? Where you live? Where do you live? What, Sydney? So what's so like what are we looking at? About 1200. December is definitely more. January, yeah, so 15. This is still like a little bit holiday season, I suppose. This is winter in the Netherlands. I mean, this is perfectly fine. But we would need to make a holiday to go, like we would need to make it a holiday. And I'm absolutely happy to go to Australia. I've never been to Australia before, so it's definitely on the bucket list. I would love to take New Zealand in the trip as well. Just do Australia and New Zealand at the same time. So I mean, I'm absolutely open to looking for opportunities. We will do a road trip through Italy next year, Ashley and I, probably in the spring season in Europe, which is March, April, May, probably. So that's going to be our honeymoon, because when we had our wedding, we were already gone for a whole month in South Africa. So we didn't want to do a honeymoon on top of it because we were gone for so long already. So we wanted to extend it to this or next year, 2025 spring season road trip through Italy, which is going to be great. But yeah, I'm really keen on visiting that side of the world. I've been to Indonesia, but I've never been to Australia nor New Zealand, and I know that Ashley would love to go there as well. So I'm in it. Hard to get. Yeah, he should just come over. You know, can I copy your trades? I don't do copy trading. For me, teaching people how to fish is more important than giving fish, and also copy trading is a burden on my own psychology because I start to trade with money of other people instead of just my own. And I'm happy to win or lose my own, but I'm not happy to win or lose others. It just brings another layer of pressure, and I prefer to just trade my own stuff, really. Yes, but it's of course it's not copy trading, but I do copy my chart, or at least share my chart. Yeah, so it's on sharing here. Yeah. Targets for the current correction high time frame. If this is your high here, then 61k to 56.7k. Invalidation point, if this is a bigger wave 2 to the downside, the low at 53k. Bull flag on the daily. Yep. That's the highest probability, yes. Can it be a short wave 2? Because I saw a large correction that lasted too long. You do want to hit targets for your wave 2, right? So wave 2 commonly is short, right? As a corrective structure, it's no problem that a wave 2 is short in time. But you do preferably hit the targets for a 2, no? So if you, in your more bearish scenario here, so if your 1 is already in, this is your most bearish scenario, right? Because your bullish one would be 1 more high. But here, you at least want to hit the 382 minimum, which already is an uncommon target for a 2. And time-wise, you would like to finish a wave 2 at least after the 28th of July minimum, which would be regarded short in time for a wave 2. So it's absolutely possible that a wave 2 can be short, but preferably still ends after the 382, which is the 28th of July in that scenario. Ganam, welcome. Hello from the Netherlands. Good to have you here. Thanks, guys. I mean, yeah, people need it, you know. So, and also moving to the Netherlands is not easy. The language is difficult. You know, it's, and also you hear the stories of what people go through. It's insane. So there's a barber here in the city, brand new, and I saw it coming in, so I was like, I'm gonna check it out. And you know, you can see from the appearance, he's not Dutch, right? So I got curious. I like to, you know, I had my hair cut there, and we started a conversation. And from the start, I noticed his Dutch was not that good just yet. And that's absolutely no problem, right? I mean, I speak English and whatnot. So he is from Iran, and he had his own hairdresser in Iran, 3 locations. He had about, I don't know, 8 or 10 people or something on his payroll. And then he lost everything, moved to the Netherlands about 4 years ago, tried to learn the language as quick as he could, and worked for, first of all, had to try and find a job, which wasn't easy. Then found a job, but working for another boss was not really his thing, but he just did it to survive and earn a little bit. And now he opened his own barber here. This is his first shop in the Netherlands, where he starts to rebuild his life. Man, like when you hear those type of stories, it almost makes you emotional, man. Like you're like, I don't think many people can relate to the difficulties that some of those people experience, and then they're here and trying to build their life again. I mean, I think it's very impressive. Of course, I do like, you know, if you have people coming here, they like, you know, he helps the community. He has his own barber shop, not sitting on his ass or whatnot. He's really trying to make it work for him, and I really respect that. You know, like such an amazing guy. So obviously on Google, I gave him 5 stars. So yeah, awesome guy. Don't know. What's the So this is the barber shop, and here's my review. So I visited a few months back. So this is his shop, Sami's barber shop. Yeah, very, very impressive life, this guy. So of course there's a couple more, but I gotta say, I rarely ever give Google reviews, but yeah, I had to. Well, like what an amazing guy. Sorry, I know you have probably explained this a lot, but can you explain your CVD setup? I have Atas. I use that so my AGGR, so I don't use Atas. I use AGGR. That's step 1. So first of all, go to the Good to Know channel. Scroll up a little bit in Discord. So the Discord link is in the description, right? Everyone can enter. By the way, I'm actually curious, if you are new and you enter the group, right? Please let me know if you have to accept these rules by clicking on the thumb or whatever, because Jeroen made it like that you probably have to accept it, but I'm not sure. Or we are not sure if it works. We actually would need to make a second account to check it, but there's so many people joining all the time. So if you are new and you join the group, please let me know in like general chat or somewhere if you had to click on this in order to enter the group, because it's just another thing that stops scammers from, you know, it makes it a little safer. Anyway, go to the Good to Know channel. Here's the link. Well, you can write it in your browser as well. Charge.aggr.trade. It's absolutely free. It's public. And then download this template here, right? And these are the steps you take on the AGGR website. So you go here. You have the 3 dots, which is behind my webcam. Wait. You can't see it because of my webcam. 1 second. Put the webcam off. Oh, you still can't see it. But anyway, there's 3 dots on the side of the screen. It's just cut out. And then here you can go to settings, and that's where you then upload the template. And then you get, well, not with the lines. It's without the lines. The one with the lines is still coming. But, you know, working on it together with Mr. Friends. But he is the technical guy. Very, very impressed. So that's still coming, but yeah. Good morning, Nathan. If the expanded flat locally were to break the bullish reversal targets, If the expanded flat ABC locally were to break the bullish reversal targets as an extended wave 1. Well, if we would hit 65.8, we don't yet know how we get there. So in that case, right, so far this retracement is very shallow, but if you're bullish, so for wave C, A, B, C, and then of course you want to move down. In a more bullish scenario, you look for your 1 or A, but 1, preferably maybe a little deeper. This is still very shallow. Shallow retracement. Let's have a look. Only hit the 236, so there's potential for a flat. Take out the high, move down, retracement. That would be bullish, of course. If you take out this high now and then move down impulsively, then think of a flat. And then look up. Now your wave 3 can of course still be longer than your 1. An extended wave 1 is rare. So it's not something that has the highest probabilities. It's most commonly wave 3. 3-month bullish CVDs, yes. You gotta come visit US, New York, DC. Will take more than a month. I was in the US in October 2022, where I asked my wife to marry me. So I forgot, like, there's one word for this, no? Engaged with my wife. While we were there, I was there for work. I had to speak. I'm a global keynote speaker as well, for the ones that don't know. And I had to speak at an event of Capgemini. It's called Spark. And their Spark events are their C-level executive events. And I had to speak in Pebble Beach. And while we were there, that's in Monterey. So while we were there, we visited Carmel by the Sea. And that's where I engaged with Ash. And now we're married. So after 6 years. So I visited the northeast side, the western side of the US, and only, not really, like, we visited the cities that are so legendary, but we didn't spend as much time in nature as we maybe wanted to, but we had to go home eventually. So there's definitely more to be seen, and I would love to see the east side of America as well. Yeah, absolutely. So would definitely be up for it. Everyone leaving New York. Isn't New York like one of the, like, New York most unhappy people or something? What was it? There was a research then. Oh, here, 20th of March. I didn't. Survey. New York City residents unhappy with quality of life. America's here. Oh, this is 2014, so I can't really. New York State has the most unhappy workers. There was something with, I don't know, of course, which article, but there was something with New York and people not really being happy. But just as like work related, I can't imagine if it's, I've never been there, so I actually can't imagine. It's more like the traffic and but I can't say anything. I've never been there. My parents have, but I moved back. I was in Florida for 8 years. That's a nice state. Life happens, no? You can also say like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I met hundreds of Iranian people over the years, hardworking, very intelligent. I agree. I'm at the group and haven't. Okay. So the moment you enter the group, you already got access to all the channels. Yeah, we actually want to have like a barrier for it. Never seen. Yeah, agreed. Time traveler. It's impressive, eh? I love it. Like such an amazing guy here. And okay. Oh, there seems to be stuff going on that side of the world. Jeez. Tennis camps. Yo, Mark, like a tennis fan, huh? Or at least sports. Is this the Bitcoin conference in Nashville? We here. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? I have no idea what's happening in like at the conference. Turkey has so much history. Yeah, it's now Turkey actually, right? Not even Turkey anymore. Turkey. That thrive there. So much stuff happening. Yeah, I live near DC and it's fantastic. That's where I live, PSL, Florida. Yeah, there's of course a lot happening, but I can imagine if you are stuck in traffic or like it's not easy. But and there's people that love it and people that hate it in every city. You know, some people love Amsterdam, some people hate Amsterdam. You know. 50 degrees. Invite you for. Yo, cheers, Ganam. Happy to come and take the invite. I was in Dubai. When was I in Dubai? I know when I was in Dubai. Let me check my phone because I have pictures still on my phone from my trip. We go all the way down. I was in Dubai. Where's this? Let's see. Settings, details. 25th of November 2021. So I was there for a couple of days, and I was there because of World Expo. I had to speak at the World Expo. You may probably, if you live there, you probably heard of it, which was very interesting. They also had like the expo with like cars like this. 1 second here. Like the full electric cars that they actually recently used for racing, right? These were like the Formula One AI cars, right? So this was one of those robo race type of cars in 2021. Let's see. Do I have some pictures? So here, this is with the group. So this is the stage. Can I just switch? So the stage. Oh. All right. So there, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So yeah, speaking with the president of the Saudi Esports Federation, as well as His Royal Highness, that were present, and now both of them, like they of course partly organized the Esports World Cup, and now the Olympics are gonna start the Olympic esport or the Esports Olympics, and the president of the Saudi Esports Federation was there on stage with Mr. Bach as well. So, yeah, interesting times in the industry. But yeah, so I was in Dubai once, but that was in November, it's very nice in November, not too warm. And I was in Riyadh last year, December, which is also winter here, so it's perfectly fine. But yeah, if it's 50 degrees, oh man, I can't. It's too warm for me. I'll be sitting in the aircon the whole time. Aircon air. Yeah, jeez. Florida has zero income. Oh, income. The word income. Yeah, that's a bad word. Sorry for that. Yeah, that's because of scammers. Anyone try type Florida has zero income tax? Yeah, it's the word income. So it's here. I have the banned word list. 1 second. So, and here I explain why we have it. It's to avoid scam stuff. I think income is in there. Yeah, here. Kuwait. Yeah, so I've never been to Kuwait. Do I say it like is that the correct pronunciation? I actually have no idea. Kuwait. I don't know. But I've never been there yet. Kuwait. Wait. Did we speak about this already before in a gold live stream? Or are you just another person from Kuwait? You're saying it perfectly. Okay. Kuwait. because there's another person in the community that lives here, and it's not a big country. And you can actually, on Google Maps, you can see the oil. Gotta zoom in. So here you can see the plant. 1 second, where is it? This is Kuwait. We checked Google Maps the other day. Where is it? We were able to see. No, this is the gym. Where's the plants? Why can I not find them? They were here. The oil. Yo, maybe am I in the wrong? Do I need terrain or what? Ah, shit. No. Oh. Satellite. Ah, I'm so clueless now. Yes, the oil field. But it's here. But I don't know why I can't. Why can't I not? Why is it not loading, or am I in a wrong setting? Anyway, this is where you have all the oil fields. First time chatting with you, brother. Okay. Well, that's first of all, welcome. Second, you're not the first one from this country. There's someone else in the community as well. Check the chat. Bergen oil field. Yeah. Kuwait. Kuwait. We are Kuwait here. No, interesting. Yeah, it must. It's here. Yeah. Interesting country. It's so small but so rich at the same time. I thought it was pronounced as Q8. The Audi Q8. Kuwait. It's still something on the cards. I've never visited the Middle East with my wife yet. We have both been there in separate occasions, like other occasions. Me for work, and in the past, back in the day, she used to be a flight attendant for Emirates. So that's why she lived for a short period of time in the Middle East. Oh well. John is a lot smaller. Yo, Boris, welcome home. Yo, guys, it's a 6:15. 2 hours live. I think it is that time of the live stream to wrap it up. So Boris drove for 2 hours. I was live for 2 hours. Perfect timing. Make sure to check out the analysis earlier, starting at like minute 11. I'll put the timestamp in. So cheers, Mark. And everyone, thanks for being here. Very crypto savvy. The Gov doesn't like it so much. I see. That doesn't make it very easy as a trader, or use it as a source of income. But everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for the always good chatting and Q&A. I always love it. Like, we go into chatting and Q&A unknown what we're going to talk about, and then we always talk about so much different stuff. Like, it's it's almost like the live streams are like, of course, we have trading and analyzing in the beginning, and then we become like this real life, or this TV show. Like, it's almost like just it's not just trading related. Hoe noem je dat in Nederlands? Like a live show, lifestyle show. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. I like it. Estonians are on it. Yeah, I know some people from Estonia. It's big there. But thanks everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. The analysis starts at like 11 minutes. Make sure to check it out. I'll put a timestamp in the VOD of the stream. It is already 6:15. Let's see if I'll make usually I make a video, of course, in the evening, which is in the upcoming hours. But of course, I'm not sure how much will change compared to the analysis that we've done earlier. So let's see, right? No expectations, of course. Always the next update will be tomorrow morning, but let's see if anything happens on the chart, and if I feel like I need to summarize something, I'll make sure to make a short update at least. Only the real ones stay till the end. Saeed, you're still here from the very beginning. Okay, cheers everyone. Have a good one, and I'll catch you again at the next live stream.